Allow me to reenact how a conversation would go with somebody convincing someone else to see this movie. Hey, Paddington 2 is actually really good. What, a movie about a talking bear? Bullshit, don't fool me. Dude, no, I'm serious. This and Jumanji are two movies that you would never expect to be good, but they are. Quit lying to me. Don't fool me. Don't fool me into seeing trash like that. Dude, I'm telling you, they're really good. Trust me. Paddington 2 is the sequel to 2014's Paddington, and this movie follows Paddington, who's continuing to live with the Browns. He's now fully adopted into the family, and he wants to get a birthday gift for his Aunt Lucy. He wants to get this really expensive pop-up book from Professor Slughorn, Jim Broadbent, who plays the owner of an antique shop. So he tries to get a job, work his way up, but eventually the book gets stolen, and he's sent to prison, and there's an over-egotistical actor played by Hugh Grant who's somehow involved with this whole circle of conspiracies. It's a bizarre plot when you think about it, but like I said in my intro for this video, this is actually really good. Now, I never saw the first Paddington movie until the day before I decided to see the second one. It was on Netflix, so I decided to check it out. And I was really surprised by it, because normally with these live-action talking animal movies, Alvin and the Chipmunks quickly comes to mind, I'm just not really into them, because they just come across as obnoxious. They're the worst form of kids' movies you can think of. But Paddington comes in and proves that, hey, just make a good story with good characters, make it charming, make it innocent, don't try to update it, and your movie will end up being good. And the only real problem I had with the first Paddington is that I didn't think Nicole Kidman was that strong of a villain. But outside of that, it was really charming and really adorable. And the same thing can be said for Paddington 2. This one, by all means, should not have been good because it's a sequel. You'd think, okay, this is really just a cash grab at this point. But no, they actually put care into this. It's still just as charming as the first one, and I actually might like this a little better than the first one. And the reason I actually prefer this one over the first one is because of the new supporting cast. You have Hugh Grant in this movie, who plays the villain, and he is this over-egotistical actor, as I mentioned before. But he is just so good. Hugh Grant is enjoying every second he's on screen, and he's just so entertaining to watch. Every time he's on screen, it's like you're watching the Hugh Grant movie, and you forget you're watching a Paddington movie, but he's just so good that you can't take your eyes off him. And for being the villain of the movie, he's kind of likable. You look at him and go, why does this guy have to be bad? Why does he have to be crooked? Another character that I really like is Gleeson, who plays the prison cook, Knuckles. And he's supposed to be like the biggest, toughest, meanest guy in the prison. But Paddington manages to find some humanity in him, even if it meant that Paddington almost got himself killed by complaining about the food, hitting Knuckles over the head with a baguette, a hardened baguette. And it's just hilarious to watch Paddington just be as nice as he can and nearly get killed because of Knuckles. And there are a few moments also where Gleeson just kind of steals the show from Paddington. And that's not to say Paddington is dull either. I'm blanking on the actor's name, but he played Q in Skyfall Inspector. And the voice here for Paddington is really good. And again, the character is just so charming and so nice and so likable that you really can't hate on him. And what I also love about this movie, and this goes for the first one as well, it feels like it's a timeless movie. They don't try to update it with anything. The only thing that you can really point out in this movie and say, oh, that's pretty modern, is the son of the Brown family who dresses like a rapper, but they actually poke fun of it as if they know it's dumb. So the only real negative I have to say about Paddington 2 is that the plot is very predictable and it doesn't really pull any surprises. You can kind of see where it's going, which I guess is a kind of weakness with these kinds of talking animal movies. Even if the Paddington movies are good, there's no true surprises, but what makes them really stand out from anything else is, again, that they don't try to make it hip and cool. It is what it is, and you can really appreciate and respect the movie for that. And there's just so many beautiful creative things that they do throughout this whole movie that normally a movie of this kind would not ever go down that route to do. And there's not much else I have to say. I really, really loved this movie. I don't know if I'm quite on the verge of saying get off your ass and go see it right now, because usually I reserve that rating for a movie that makes my jaw drop and go, wow, like The Shape of Water, or Coco, or Blade Runner 2049, or The Last Jedi. But Paddington 2, without a doubt, is worth seeing in your lifetime. This is one of the best non-animated family films that I can think of out there, and the kids will love it, and I feel like adults can go see it even without kids and get some enjoyment out of it because it's just that good. And that's my review for Paddington 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are on the movie, if and when you've seen it. And as always, this is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there's only one.